not very good
Yeah.
because it's very.
Okay, it is small, but if you click on the left side of your screen, you'll see a box with a magnifying glass. You
Yes,
can
teacher.
use that. Yes, you can use that to kind of zoom in. And it's okay if you don't see all of the words. I'm kind of just showing you which page the information is on. This syllabus is posted in Blackboard for you guys to look at. Okay, so you already have a copy there. I just wanted to go over a couple of things so that you're aware of the important parts of the class. So first of all, you see on the first page my email address. I actually have two email addresses. One address has the my in it, my.tccd, and my other email address is the same, but it doesn't have the my. So either one is okay. I check both of my email accounts. My office hours are Wednesday in the evenings at 5:30, and then Thursday afternoon, 12:30 to 1:30. And just in case you guys need some extra one-on-one conversation with me to talk about something, I can meet you here and collaborate during those times. And I can also meet you at a different time if you would like. You just need to email me ahead of time and we'll work out a schedule. So the biggest thing I want you to know is that I want to be available to you guys. I think sometimes with online courses, you know, remote learning courses, you feel a little bit disconnected and separated from the education process and from your teacher. And I just want to open the door and let you guys feel that that you can contact me. So I am offering that invitation to you. If you need maybe something you want to talk about, something that I shared in my lesson, if you have questions, just reach out, email me, and then we can either schedule a time and collaborate here, or we can just email each other back and forth. So anytime you have questions, I want you to ask questions. I don't want you to just sit at home and say, well, I don't know what she's talking about. So make sure you communicate with me so I can help you. The next part that if you look, you will see it says materials. We've got two books. Oh, actually, it's one book and then it's one online resource. Okay, so the textbook, if you look at my picture down at the bottom, this is what our textbook looks like. It's called The Writer's World, Paragraphs and Essays. Okay, so the title is listed here for you. And if you notice, it has my writing lab access. Okay, so it should come with your book. This is the instructor's edition, so mine doesn't have the access code in it, but when you get your book, you should get an access code that will allow you to do the lab assignments and other writing assignments online through through the Pearson Publisher platform, basically. So today, in a few minutes, I'm going to take you, I'm going to show you on my screen how to get into the My Writing Lab. And so once you get in there, you can kind of know what to do. Now, Gerardo, you already have the My Writing Lab access. And so what you'll need to do is make sure you add this book so you can access the material for this book. And with that, and then also join my course. I posted my course ID in the announcements page, I believe. Let me make sure. Maybe I put it in the lesson folder. Well, I will check. But I have a course ID, and so that's what you will use to get into my class online. So in just a minute, like I said, I will show you more about that. The second material you see up here is Vocabulary Plus. This is online access. Now, this is part of the materials that Tarrant County College has adopted for all of our writing level 2 classes, okay? I have not used this before, but I do have this access. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this week to get this. It's just going to be a code, and you follow the directions on the access code, and it will take you to some vocabulary practices and things that you can use. So we'll talk more about that next week. I don't think I'm going to grade anything in that or with that online access. Vocabulary Plus will be just supplemental or extra material for you. But the most important thing is your textbook, The Writer's World, and also the My Writing Lab access. Okay, so those are the most important there. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question. So for the Vocabulary Plus online access code, we have to buy it too, or we are going to use this code that is here?
Okay, that code right there is just the ISBN, which means that is the number that if you want to order, if you want to buy Vocabulary Plus, that's the number you use to look it up. So it is something you have to purchase separately. The South Campus bookstore has both of these materials. They have them where you can go and pick it up, and you just pay for it there and you get what you need. If you'd rather order it online, you can also do that. Townsend Press is the publisher for the second material there. And so you would go to townsendpress.net, townsendpress.net, and you will look for that, look with that ISBN, and it should say Vocabulary Plus online access. I don't know how much it is. It might be like $15 or $20. I'm not sure. Let's just see what we can do with that one this week. And like I said, next week, I'll give you some assignments and things to do in it, but I'm not going to grade it.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, good. Any other questions?
Yeah, Miss Hannah. This number, like for the book, in the end numbers is 93, and my book has different numbers on the side. I don't know. Do they make different books, or is the same? Because I'm not sure if I order the right book or not. And
I think
this book doesn't have access.
Yeah, I'm looking at your book. It looks the same as mine, right?
Right, and it says with enhanced reading strategies.
Yeah, mine has that too.
Okay, perfect. So I want to be sure that chapters is right and everything. It doesn't have access to.
It has My Writing Lab.
Let me see. Oh, so that connection.
Oh, let's do a test. Let's do a test, and I want you to look at page 250 of your book. 250.
Right.
Do you see this at the top?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's probably the same book, because that's what we're looking at today is compound sentences. And so I think you've got the right book. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good question there. Okay, so I'm still back to the syllabus here. I'm going to go to the second page, and just, you know, for your own reference, the yellow highlighted areas are kind of the important areas. There are 2 requirements for my class. The first one is that you make sure that you do not miss more than 2 weeks of Blackboard activities and assignments. So basically, if you miss a video lesson, like today's lesson, that's okay with me. I'm not counting attendance through the video lesson, okay? But what I am looking at is, are you accessing the lessons in Blackboard each week, and are you doing the assignments? Okay, that's how I check attendance. So you need to watch the videos if you are not in my my online video like right now. So right now I'm recording this video and I'm going to post it in the lesson folder. So if you do miss a class, you just need to make sure you go back to Blackboard and watch the video and complete the assignments that I give, okay? So don't miss more than 2 weeks during this course, okay? If you miss more than 2 weeks, then that means I don't give you credit for this class, okay? And then the second thing that you need to know is over here on this next page. You need to score an average of 70% or higher on all the graded assignments, okay? So the good news is I don't give a lot of assignments. Like I don't have, oh, something is due on Monday, something's due on Wednesday. I don't do that. I usually just have things due on Fridays. And there might be 1 or 2 Fridays where there's no assignments due, okay? So I keep things really simple with grades, and in a moment I'll show you how you can know if I'm going to grade something or not, okay? I'll take you to Blackboard and show you that. Tatiana, is this your first class in TCC online?
No, not first.
Oh, it's not?
I was taking
Okay, good.
economics.
Okay, so you've already taken
Eleanor, yeah, Ms. Brockman,
Okay.
second, and a couple more.
Okay. Okay, good. So you're familiar with Blackboard so far. That's good. So at the bottom of the page, I've listed my grading policy. So it's kind of simple. Basically, if you turn in an assignment late, okay, 1 or 2 days late, then I count 10 points off the assignment. Okay. If you turn in the assignment 3 or more days late, then it's just going to be a 0. Okay, so if the assignment is due Friday night and you turn it in on Saturday night, it will be 10 points off. If you try to turn it in Monday, it's just going to be a 0 because it's already more than 2 days late. And the reason I do that is so that we can keep up with the class. I need to make sure that I'm grading things and giving you feedback on what we've studied. So I don't want to grade things that we studied a week ago or 2 weeks ago, right? So we need to be building and making progress. So it's important to turn in the work on time. So in the middle of the page, you'll see the 3 types of grades that I'm taking. In this class, we're going to do 3 paragraphs total, okay? We've got cause effect, compare and contrast, and argument, okay? So those 3 paragraphs will together be 60% of your final grade. And then our lab assignments will be 15%, and sentence quizzes will be 25%. Okay, so those are the things that I'm grading. And then you can see a class schedule. It gives you the week and then what we're doing during that week, just so you kind of know what's coming up. So for example, this week, we're looking at 2 types of sentences in chapter 17 and chapter 1, but there's nothing that I'm grading this week. Next week, we'll take our sentence quiz, which is very simple. It's just to see if you know simple and compound sentences. So that will be posted in Blackboard, and then you will just answer the questions in a Word document and then send it back to me through Blackboard. So that will be next week. That's your first graded assignment, okay? And then later next week, I'll tell you more about lab assignments so you can get started on those. But you can kind of see here in the dark letters, those are the things that I'm going to grade. And you can see how it's spaced out a little bit. Most of these will be due on Friday evenings to make it very simple. So you don't worry about, wait, it's Monday, what do I have? Usually things are due on Fridays. Okay, any questions so far?
So are you going to post the assignments until Friday?
What do you mean? Until Friday,
Yeah,
what do you mean?
yeah. For example, if you're gonna give us homework or exercise,
Yeah.
so you're gonna post everything on Friday?
Like post it on Friday and then it's due the same day, Friday?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to post things on the same day that it's due because it doesn't give you enough time to access Blackboard and to do the assignment. So I will post things several days or even a week before it's due.
Oh, thank you. Okay, got it.
Yeah, for sure. Like that sentence quiz, I will probably post on Monday. Next Monday. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to do the quiz.
Thank you, teacher. I'm sorry. You really help me if you do that because I work Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays all
Yeah.
day from 11 to 11. So,
Right.
but thank you so much.
Yeah, and I understand with schedules and work and everything, I want you guys to have time to do your work. So you'll have at least 4 or 5 days to access the assignment and to complete it. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Are we ready to go to the next page?
Yes.
Pretty much, okay, pretty much that's it. You can just see the rest of the schedule. The rest of this is about scholastic dishonesty, which basically is talking about don't copy or cheat on any assignment, especially because we're online. There's so many opportunities to, just go over to the internet and, grab a couple of sentences and put them in your paper or your quiz. It's very tempting to do that, but this will give you the rules or the ideas that TCC follows when it comes to copying. So even an electronic source, we don't want to copy any sentences or parts of sentences from the internet or books or classmates or anything else. So it kind of explains the policy there in a couple of pages. And I don't really have very many problems with students doing this, but this is our very beginning writing course. So I know in some countries and cultures, it's totally acceptable to get help or to copy. And I've taught for so many years that I know that in some education systems, it's expected that you help or that you copy on a test or something. So I know I just want you guys to know up front, that in the TCC system and actually all across the United States, it's really, really kind of a serious offense or serious problem if you're copying online or you're taking ideas from online and using them as if they're your own. We can't do that. But I'm going to teach you later in this course, and especially level 3, I'm going to show you how to take information from the internet and use it in your writing the correct way. Basically, what you do is you have to give credit to the source that you got it from. So that's called research writing, and that's advanced level of writing. So that's what we're moving towards in our ESOL courses. But for right now, we're still just getting all of our ideas from our own head, and that's it, okay? So if you're having problems with getting ideas, or you don't know what to write about, email me. I can give you some ideas, or I can at least kind of give you something to start with to help you in your own writing, okay?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, questions, anybody?
Not for me, not right now.
Okay, so what I'm going to do next is take you over to Blackboard really quickly. Both of you have already taken classes in Blackboard before, so you probably know a lot of this, but I want to show you with my course specifically how to get around and know what to do. So everything you really need to access will be on the left side of your screen. Can you guys see my Blackboard screen?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. So announcements are good for you to check every day or every other day. I'll put information here that can help you with whatever we're talking about in the class. But where you really want to focus each week is in the lesson folder. So you'll go here, and each week you'll see I'll start adding some more folders. But our first 2 weeks, we're looking at a couple of different chapters. So I organized this by weeks instead of by chapters, okay? So at the front, you'll see this is a basic outline of everything that's in this folder here, okay? So you can look and say, okay, first is the video number 1. That means the first item at the bottom will be video 1. Number 2 is video 2. So following this can kind of show you where we're going to go from start to finish in our first 2 weeks of class. So today I'm recording video 1, and then on Monday I'll do video 2. And so we're just going to follow along. So after the second video, you want to go to number 3, which is the discussion board. And so this will be due next Friday. Now, this is not graded. You can see it says non-graded, okay? This is just a practice activity, and it will be due next Friday, the 29th. So when you click on this, it gives you the prompt here. These are the instructions. And then when you're ready to write, you click on the blue letters and you click on Create Thread. And then you can begin typing your answer to my discussion question. So I asked a question here, I gave some information, and I wanted you to respond to that. Have you guys used discussion boards before?
Yes, I do.
I did.
Okay, so both of you have. Okay, so this is what we will write in several times next week. So next week we'll be working through that. But it's here for you so you can kind of look at it and see what's coming up. Okay, so, and just make sure when you're in the week's lesson that you're kind of following along in what we're doing. And I'm going to post the information that you need about whatever we studied in each video. So the video that I'm recording now, I will come back and I will put the link here in case you want to watch this video again, okay? And like I said before, here is the course ID number for my writing lab. So it kind of gives you some information about what's in the video. And then later, you guys can't see it, but I have it here. Later, I will post the sentence quiz. That will probably be beginning of next week. So you can see these are all the 6 items that we have for our first couple of weeks. And I might add more to this, just so you know. So just keep checking back in this lesson folder. And you guys know how to check your grades and all that. So any questions about Blackboard?
Not for me.
No questions.
Okay, good. So the last thing I want to show you before we actually start our first lesson is I want to take you to the My Writing Lab. If you're a new student to this, like maybe Tatiana, you would want to get registered. So you would come to the website. It's mywritinglab.com, and you would click on Get Registered and use your access code and the class code that I gave you in Blackboard. You got 2 different codes. You use that to set up your account. So once you're in and you have your account, I'm going to show you what you need to do. So when you see it, you should see ESOL Writing 2. Oh, I already have a student enrolled. Is that you, Gerardo?
It's me.
Is that you, Tatiana?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Good job. You're already in. Okay. So, oh no. Okay, I'm having a connection problem, so hold on a second. Okay, let me try this again because I was trying to show you what you need to do. What you need to do is work on the first page. Yeah, you see, it's a connection problem. What you need to do is work on the first page. It's called Path Builders. So Tatiana, do you remember seeing that where it said Path Builder?
No.
Okay.
I didn't see. I have active, then I have your.
Oh, maybe because you need to add my. No, you already added my name. Oh, it's not letting me in. That's really frustrating. I don't know why it's not letting me in.
And mine disappeared too.
Okay. Well, if you go to Course Home, there's a rectangle box and it says Path Builder and it has Writing Path, ESL Skills, Study Skills, and one more. I forgot what it was. But I guess I'll have to make a video later and post it in the lesson folder because it's not letting me access it right now. But if you can just remember Path Builder, and what I would like for you to do this week is work on those assignments. So basically, it's just going to test your writing level right now and see where you are, and then it will give you more practice according to your level. So everybody will have some different types of questions and assignments that is, for you. So somebody might be more advanced in writing, so they'll have different types of exercises than another person. So that's why you have to go through the Path Builder so it can see what your level is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
It does.
So that's what you guys are going to do this week and next week in My Writing Lab. You just need to work on the Path Builder and especially pay attention to writing skills. That's what we're focusing on in this class. So let me try one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to change my class here, what we're doing today. I was just in here yesterday, so I don't know if it's internet. I've got all my internet up. All right, we're giving it one last try, but yeah, it's just not working. So if I can get back in here, I'll just post a short, like 3-minute video for you guys to watch on. It will show you what to do. Okay, so we won't worry about this right now. It's not working, right?
I opened mine, and
Okay.
it says enroll in course. Do I need enroll in course, or it means enroll in another course? Because I already have on my page your how to say it, your little sign that I'm there. Or I still need to go.
You have my name already in there, right?
Yeah, I already have you on my page.
Okay, then you don't need to enroll in another course. Somebody like Gerardo, he would want to enroll in course because he had a different book with a different course ID, so he would want to go in and enroll in my course again. But you don't need to. You only need to be in one course, Tatiana.
And this page, which is open right now, doesn't have Path Builder or whatever, nothing like that.
It doesn't? Okay, what does it say on it?
It's like add category.
Okay, do you see on the left side, does it say main course?
It says search all my courses, active, search all my courses, and then ESOL writing 2, my lab writing.
Oh, okay. So click on ESOL writing 2.
Oh. Oh.
You see it now?
I didn't know that I could do it. It's working. Internet's slow, but it's downloading something.
Right. Well, tell me about it. My internet won't even let me get in there. So, but that's what you do is you click on that. And do you see Path Builders now?
Course writing. Writing skills?
Yes.
So I'm going to writing skills. Learning path, writing skills, my progress.
Right, exactly. The My Progress. So you would click on writing skills, and I don't remember exactly what you click on next, but basically you're just looking for a Path Builder. It'll say like begin or something like that. And you just kind of work through a couple of those. They're called modules, and they have several different sections to work on. And you can just choose any you want and just begin working on those.
Okay, I will try to find it.
And my goal is maybe 15 or 20 minutes every day. You know, answer, you know, maybe 5 or 10, 15 questions, and then just be done with it, right? Just kind of answer questions and then get out. So just a couple minutes every day, or maybe an hour on the weekend. And we're just going to keep working through those this week and next. And then I will be able to see your progress, and I'll see kind of where your level is and what you were able to do and answer correctly. and then I'll show you how to do the lab assignments.
Okay.
Okay? Is everybody good with that? Sort of?
Yes.
Without actually seeing my screen?
Yeah, I have to get my books first to see if it's gonna work.
Yeah. Everybody's at a different place right now, and that's okay. We're gonna take a couple of weeks and just try to everybody get on the same page with that. So so that's to get started, and then why don't we switch over, since I can't get into mine. I want to just do a quick lesson with you guys about sentences, okay? So in just a moment, I'm going to turn off my video and I'm going to let you two talk for about 5 minutes, and you guys are going to answer a couple of these questions together.
Okay.
Okay, so let me finish typing. Okay, so there's 3 questions up here. Number 1, what are simple sentences? Okay. Number 2, what are compound sentences? Let's see what you know about that. And number 3, what is an independent clause? And is it different from a sentence, or is it the same as a sentence? Okay, so those are the 3 questions to kind of get us started on the topic of the week. So you guys talk together, and I will be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Gerardo. So your
Yes.
name is Gerardo. Am I correct?
Yes, Tatiana, that's my name.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Gerardo.
Nice to meet you, Tatiana. What do you think about what are simple sentences?
I think it's a sentence which include verb, noun, and I don't know, it's like closed sentence, which I don't know. What about you?
Um, uh, okay, I think a simple sentence is exactly like you said, is gonna be a sentence that it has uh, a subject and a verb and gives a complete idea. I think so, right?
Right. That is perfect. You're so right.
No, not really. Let me tell you why I remember a little bit, because I took writing
Class.
one, yeah, last semester, and I'm a little fresh, but sometimes I forgot everything. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
So,
you're right. Complete subject. And
so
what about compound sentences?
about the compound sentence, I think sentence is a sentence that they have more than 2 simple sentences. You know, split it by a comma. I think so. So you can have a simple sentence from the left side, comma, and a simple sentence for the right side. And both of the sentences should have a subject and a verb. I think so. And what is an independent clause?
I agree with you.
I don't remember what is independent clause. Do you remember what is an independent clause? I'm sorry, I lost you for a little bit.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I don't know really independent clause. which is independently from the whole sentence. Probably like that. I don't know. I'm sure Miss Hannah will explain us because I don't remember. When I was studying for that, it was like school time, like 20 years ago.
Okay, I don't remember so well, but yes, we saw that exercise in the last class, but I don't remember. So it's like I think independent clause is like a sentence without a verb, and it can have a verb but no subject, or I don't remember. I'm trying to remember, but I don't know.
It's okay. It says a subject.
I don't know if we I don't know if we have to write, but
Okay, I'm back.
okay, teacher.
We're trying our best.
You guys need to be rescued, I think.
So we have to write something.
Well, the good news is I'm a really fast typer. So
Okay.
I just typed all the answers in the red letters at the bottom. Now, what I want you guys to do is click on the arrow at the top left of your screen, and you will be able to, you see how I'm moving this around?
Yes.
You can move it to go under whatever you think the definition is. Like put these where they belong, basically.
Oh, okay.
Now, remember, I know I'm using, these are my definitions. So they're like, Tatiana, for you, this might be kind of strange language, like conjugated verb and a pair and fanboys and all this weird stuff. So, Gerardo, I'm counting on you to help explain maybe what some of these words mean, okay? So go ahead,
Okay.
I'll give you a couple more minutes, and you guys are going to pick up these definitions and put them next to the correct question, okay?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Tatiana, let's see. Oh. What? I don't know what I did, but did you did something, Tatiana?
Yeah, I'm moving.
You moved them. Oh, okay, I thought I did it, but what? Okay, okay. So, what are simple sentences? A subject conjugated verb pair that is a complete noun. Yes, exactly. What are a compound
It's number
sentence?
one.
Yes, I think so. Two or more subjects verb pair that are joining correctly. Yes, and the what is an independent clause is a subject and conjugated verb pair that is a complete noun. A subject.
Okay, it's kind of quiet over there. You guys done?
Yeah, I think she did.
Okay, Tatiana, do you have any questions about what these words mean?
Of course, everything.
Okay, so Gerardo, why don't we help her? Yes, number one, you guys did correct. A simple sentence is basically one subject-verb pair. So that means you might have one subject and one conjugated verb, or you might have two subjects that go with one conjugated verb. Like if I said, my sister and I live in Fort Worth. Okay, that's two subjects, but it's one verb and they go together, and that is a simple sentence. It's just one pair. Okay, and it begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. Okay, so let's ask this question, Gerardo. What does conjugated verb mean?
Conjugated verb. So a conjugated verb is like for it. Oh,
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
example.
I'm writing. You're going to talk. Go ahead.
So for example, if you say like well, a conjugated verb is like writing, drinking. I don't know, walking, talking, singing. So if you do something, if you do a sentence like Maria and I we like sing, I think the conjugated verb should be like singing or singing.
Okay, so we've got different forms of verbs. Like we have ing. We could make present progressive. Tatiana, you're probably aware of different tenses, like simple present, right?
Right.
Okay, when we create simple present or present progressive, we are creating a conjugated verb. Okay, so conjugated verb
Okay.
means the verb has a tense.
Okay.
So conjugated verb would be am living, are living, have been. They could be any conjugation, any tense. That's what we call conjugated verb. Okay, so what makes it a sentence? It's a sentence because it starts with a capital letter and ends with a period. And it's got this subject-verb pair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
well,
okay, go ahead, Gerardo.
well, it makes a sentence, I think, because it should start with a capital letter, ends with a period, but it should be a subject and a verb, and it should has a complete idea, I think so, complete
Yeah,
thought.
right. It has to be a complete thought. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to explain everything in one sentence, but it has to be a complete thought, which is kind of confusing sometimes. But what we're going to do is look at some examples of sentences. So look at the bottom. She designs shoes. Is that a simple sentence?
All right.
I'm sorry.
Simple sentence.
And the blue letters at the bottom. She designs shoes.
Simple sentence.
Yeah, yes.
Well, it's almost a simple sentence. It does have a subject. Okay, she is a subject, and it has a conjugated verb, designs. Okay. Okay, so, and it has an object here, which is making this a complete thought. So look back at your definition. It has a subject, it has a verb, and it's a complete thought. Okay, but what about this part? Starts with a capital letter, ends with a period. Whoop, we forgot the capital letter and the period. So technically, this is not a complete sentence yet. We have to start it and end it properly. But I know that was kind of a trick question, right?
You caught us.
I'm very technical on my questions. And Gerardo knows I like to be confusing and trick you sometimes because that keeps your brain like, okay, I got to keep up with my teacher now.
Yes.
It kind of keeps you awake and on your toes. So yeah, so if we make this capital S and then we put a period at the end, yes, we would have a simple sentence. Okay, what about they are fashionable?
It's not simple sentence.
Okay, why, Tatiana?
No capital letter, no period
Right.
in the end.
What? I can see what you were writing. Oh, got it. Okay.
Down here at the bottom, they are
Yes.
fashionable. So, right, it does have a subject and conjugated verb pair. It is a complete thought, but yeah, you're right. We just need that capital letter and period, okay? So these are examples of almost simple sentences, right? They're almost there. Okay, let's look at number 2. What are compound sentences? This is correct. It's 2 or more subject-verb pairs that are joined correctly. Okay, that's the key right there, joined correctly. So look at my example. She designs shoes and they are fashionable. And I did actually forget to put a period. I meant to put that there. She designed shoes and they are fashionable. This is a compound sentence. Why? Who can tell me why this is compound?
Because it has there is a two sentence joined by a comma in each side. The left side and the right side has subject and a verb, and it means a complete thought. I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to try to type on here. I wish I had a marker board, but I don't. She designs. That is one subject and verb pair. And we have they and are. And that's another pair. So think of like a pair of shoes. They go together, right? Like Tatiana, when you go out with your husband, do you just put on one shoe?
No. 3.
Never. Never, right? Everybody will laugh at you. Look at, I mean, it's so strange. That is just like when we have a sentence, but it doesn't have a verb. Or maybe there's a conjugated verb, but there's no subject. It's like going outside of your house with only one shoe on. So a pair means that they go together. So in this sentence, we have 2 pairs. We've got the she designs. Notice she goes with designs. She does not go with are, right? We don't say she are fashionable, okay? It's a separate pair. It's almost like 2 separate sentences. So she goes with designs, and then they goes with are. So that would make 2 subject-verb pairs. Now look at what we're doing though. How many sentences are in this?
2.
How many sentences are in this?
2.
It's actually 1 sentence because there's 1 period. Okay? So I'm kind of changing what you've learned about writing so far. A lot of, even some teachers will say, hey guys, it's got 2 sentences in it. Not technically. If you really look at it, there's only 1 period. A period means the end of a sentence.
Okay.
Okay? So again, this is 1 sentence, but it has 2 subject-verb pairs. And that's why we call it compound. 1 compound sentence. Okay? Is everybody good so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now look at this over here, this fanboys thing. And Gerardo, we need to make sure Tatiana knows what that means. So what is fanboys?
Okay, Fanboys is oh the Fanboys is the uh well if, how do you call the articles? I don't know.
No, they're called coordinating conjunctions, but that's okay.
Conjunctions. Yeah, the conjunction for is for F is for A is for
Yes.
N is for nor, B is for but, and Y is for dead, and S is for so. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, good. I'm getting you to talk about it because if you can talk about it, it will help you remember better. So basically, Tatiana, fanboys is my own way of saying these are the 7 words that we can use when we want to make a compound sentence and we want to use a comma before it. And then we've got, so if you look at my sentence again, what do we have? We've got comma with and, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used 2 subject-verb pairs, and then in the middle, I joined it with a comma, and I used one of my fanboys. I used and.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the secret to making a compound sentence. You've got to join them correctly together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different ways to do that. When you guys look at your homework assignment, you're going to read about some more ways to join subject-verb pairs, okay? So you'll be able to look at more examples. But let's go ahead and go to number 3, and then I've got one more thing I want to show you before we go today. Number 3, what is an independent clause? So Gerardo, this might be new for you too. Basically, an independent clause is this right here. It's a subject and conjugated verb pair that's a complete thought. Now, doesn't that look very similar to number 1?
Yes.
It's almost exactly the same, right? Except number 1, remember our secret to making a sentence, we have to have capital letter and a period. That's how you make a sentence. But an independent clause is basically a subject-verb pair that could be a sentence. So look at these examples at the bottom of your screen again. Guess what? These are all independent clauses. She designed shoes. They are fashionable. Those are independent clauses. And if we want to, we can just make it into a simple sentence. She designed shoes, right, with a period. Or we can join these clauses together. And then what are we going to do when we join them together? What happens?
Compound sentence happens. If we
Exactly.
add capital letter and period in the end. And comma.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, Tatiana. So when we join them together, we're working to create a compound sentence. So now I can make a compound sentence with those. So think of independent clauses as building blocks. You know, like bricks when you're building a house. One of them by itself is strong and it's complete. But when you put a bunch of them together, you can make something bigger, right? But each one is still a brick. It's still complete by itself. So these are like building blocks or bricks. And when you design these or make these, you can put several of them together. Okay, I'm just doing visual because I know some of us are visual learners. So you can have 2 together. You can have 3, or even 4 in one sentence, right? Because remember, one sentence means what? Starts with a capital letter, ends with a period, right? So if I wanted to, I could put 4 independent clauses together and make one sentence. In English, we have options. We can use 1 independent clause. We can do 2. We can put 3 together. But usually, typically, it's either 1, 2, or 3. That's kind of the usual thing that we do. Okay, and then my last point on here, an independent clause can be a sentence alone, or it can be joined with other clauses. Remember, we just said that. So independent clause is not exactly the same as a sentence, but it is the building blocks for a sentence. Okay, anybody have questions?
No.
Are you learning a lot so far on your first day?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So now, when you guys write, when you write emails to me, when you write in the discussion board, anywhere that you start writing, I want you to think about, hey, am I making a simple sentence? Am I making a compound sentence? Or am I making something else? Because actually, there's 2 other kinds of sentences that we haven't talked about yet. Okay, so we'll get to those in a week or 2. We'll start talking about the other kinds. But I want to show you, does everybody, I want to take this screen away. So does anybody need this screen, or can I delete it?
You can delete it.
You're recording it, correct? So we can.
Yes, I'm recording.
See. Okay.
I'm recording. This is towards the end of the recording. So if you need to go back, you're welcome to go back and pause the screen and copy it. It will be posted later this evening. But guess what? While you guys were working together, I got into the MyLab. So I want to show you one of the pages from your book. Okay, this is page 251. And Gerardo, you don't have your book, so you can take a picture of this, or you can just come back to the video and watch it. But this is giving you examples and definitions here. These are examples and definitions. So at the very top, it's actually cut off because it was on page 250. So this is page 250. And you can see at the bottom, it says a simple sentence is an independent clause. Okay, so then I go to the next page and it gives examples. So these examples at the top of the page are examples of simple sentences. And notice that, well, I was trying to write it, but it's not going to work. Okay. I'll just leave it. Notice that you can have 1 subject and a verb, or 2 subjects and a verb, or 2 verbs. But all of these are still simple because all the subjects go with all the verbs. That means Della McMahon speaks and writes. So Della does 2 actions. So that's considered 1 pair. All the subjects go with all the verbs. That's a simple sentence. Compound, it's got 2 separate pairs. So we have on the left side, Vera and creates. And then on the right side, she and designs. So we created 2 separate pairs and we joined them correctly. So this again will show you some other ways of joining independent clauses together. Today we talked about the comma with fanboys, but there's another way that you can use a semicolon or a transition word there. So what you guys are going to do for homework is just read through this. And like I said, Gerardo, I'm recording this video, so you'll be able to go back and pause it and read it, okay?
Yes, teacher.
But I'm showing you the pages of the book now. That's your homework. So page 251, you're going to read this. And then I'm going to page 252. And this is your homework. You're going to do practice 1. Okay? So practice 1, you're just you're going to ask yourself, is this simple or compound? And you put S or C in the blank. Okay? And then you're going to do practice 2. And for this one, you're going to practice using Fanboys. And I want you to look for subject-verb pairs. We did this a lot in level 1 writing. It was almost like in every exercise, we looked subject, verb, subject, verb. We've got to be really good at noticing those so that you can start using that in your own writing. Okay, so this is practice 2, and then I'm going to the next page, and this is the second part of practice 2. Okay, and then at the bottom in practice 3, we're going to write our own sentences. But Tatiana, I want you to do number 1. So if you want to circle number 1, Tatiana, in your book, this is page 253 at the bottom.
Okay.
So on Thursday, if you can come to class, or sorry, Monday, if you can come to class and be ready to share your sentence with us, you get to complete your sentence in your own words, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Tatiana will do number 1. Gerardo, I want you to do number 2. Number 2 at the top. So you're going to make your own sentence and share it with us on Monday. And then whoever is absent today and is watching the recording, you can do number 3.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we'll kind of all get to share our own compound sentence. So the directions say to use a coordinating conjunction, which is the same as fanboys. Okay, comma with fanboys. So that is your homework, and I'll show you this page, but we're not going to do homework on this page yet. This one just is about semicolons. Okay, we will probably talk a little bit about that on Monday, but I'll just tell you right now, we don't use semicolons a lot in English. If you've ever seen one, you probably don't see it very often. Okay, so this part is not homework. It's just something extra in case you want to look ahead and see what we're doing later. Okay, any questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, well, we are going to stop here. And let's see if it lets me look at the path builders. Ta-da! Yep, it let me in.
Where is it?
So I'm back in my writing lab, and I'm looking at course home.
Course home.
Course home, and then what I want you to work on this week and next week, maybe 15 minutes every day, is the writing skills path builder. So you can click on this and begin that. The other one is ESL skills has a path builder. So those 2 are the ones I want you to work on. I'll just click on this one just to see what's going to happen. Yeah, it's to start the test. So it's 40 questions. And you can stop and then come back to it later if you want to. But that's what I want you guys to do this week and next week.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Tatiana. What's your question?
You go to course home and then go to Path Builder. Yeah, I found it too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to exit out of this. And it is 12 o'clock, so I want to try to finish at 12 every day, even though I could keep talking to y'all forever about it. We'll go ahead and end for today. So homework is practice 1 and 2, and then one sentence from practice 3, page 251 to 253, okay? And then your path builders in My Writing Lab. Make sure you add me as your instructor if you haven't already.